Aloha. Today, we're looking into haunted spots in Hawaii. Forget the beaches and Mai Tais, we're trading our swim trunks for some good old-fashioned goosebumps. Yeah, you heard me right. We're talking restless spirits, ancient legends, and maybe even a few rogue tikis. Who knows what we'll find lurking in paradise. It's like trying to choose between a plate of spam musubi and a loco moco. I'm open to trying both. So grab your leis and your EMF detectors because it's about to get paranormal. Now, let's get this Hawaiian ghost hunt started. Welcome to Screamville. Our first stop takes us to Iolani Palace in Honolulu, the former residence of the Hawaiian monarchy. This place oozes history, and you know what they say, the more history, the more ghosts. That's basically Iolani Palace, but instead of funky smells, we've got spectral sightings. Now, the star of our spooky show here is Queen Liliuokalani, the last reigning monarch of Hawaii. They say her spirit still wanders these halls, maybe looking for a good luau, or maybe she just misses being queen. I get it, Your Highness. Being royalty must be tough, especially when you're overthrown and everything. But hey, at least you get to haunt a palace. That's pretty cool. Rumor has it that Queen Liliuokalani was quite the musician in her day. She even composed some of Hawaii's most beloved songs. So, naturally, the ghost stories say she still likes to tickle the ivories from time to time. I'd like to imagine she's up there, rocking out a ghostly ukulele version of Bohemian Rhapsody or something. Maybe even throwing in some Elvis for good measure. Can you imagine being a tour guide here and suddenly hearing spectral Hawaiian slack key guitar echoing through the palace? I'd probably drop my coconut ice cream and run. But hey, maybe Queen Liliuokalani just wants to keep the party going, even in the afterlife. I respect that. You go, Ghost Queen. Literally, people have reported sudden drops in temperature within the palace walls. And no, it's not just the AC. Apparently Queen Liliuokalani prefers things a bit on the cooler side. I mean, it is Hawaii, so I can't really blame her. Who needs a tan when you can have goosebumps, am I right? Some say it's a sign of the Queen's lingering presence, a way for her to make her spectral chill felt. Others say it's just the wind. But personally, I'm blaming it on the ghost of a disgruntled palace ice sculptor. Hey, it's Hawaii. They probably had those back in the day, right? Just picture a ghostly dude in a straw hat, muttering about how no one appreciates good ice sculpture anymore. Get ready because we're taking a drive down the Nuuanu Pali Highway. This isn't just any ordinary drive, it's a journey through history and mystery. This scenic route offers breathtaking views, and maybe a few breathtaking encounters with the afterlife. The misty mountains and lush greenery hide secrets that have been whispered through generations. See, this highway cuts through the Pali Lookout, a site known for its historical significance and its paranormal activity. We're talking ancient battles, tragic falls, and stories that have been passed down through the ages. The Pali Lookout isn't just a place of natural beauty. It's a place where history and the supernatural collide. Enough spooky stories to fuel a whole season of this show, and then some. Legend has it that the spirits of warriors who fell in battle here still roam the area. These warriors fought bravely, and their spirits are said to linger, guarding the land they once defended. These aren't your friendly neighborhood ghosts either. They're fierce, with a presence that can send shivers down your spine. We're talking fierce warriors with unfinished business and a serious case of the "don't mess with me" vibes. Their energy is palpable, and many have reported feeling an eerie presence while driving through. So if you're driving down this highway and you feel a sudden chill, don't be too quick to dismiss it. It might just be one of these restless spirits making their presence known. Hear battle drums in the distance? That's not your imagination. The echoes of past conflicts still resonate through these mountains. Or see a shadowy figure in your rearview mirror. You might be catching a glimpse of a warrior spirit still patrolling the land. Well, just step on the gas and pretend you didn't see anything. Sometimes it's best to let the spirits be and continue on your way, leaving the ghosts of warriors to their eternal watch. Now here's where things get a little weird, even for me. Locals believe that bringing pork over the Pali Lookout is a big no-no, like a one-way ticket to bad luck town kind of no-no. The legend goes that the spirits guarding this area are particularly fond of pork. So bringing your leftover Kahlua pig up here is basically like inviting them to a buffet in your car. And let's be real, nobody wants to share their snacks with a ghost, especially if that ghost is a grumpy warrior who just lost a battle. They're probably hangry. So, If you're planning a picnic on the Pali Lookout, maybe stick to the pineapple and the poi, unless you want to risk a supernatural food fight, that is. But the Nuuanu Pali Highway isn't just about battle cries and pork-related superstitions. It's a place where history and mystery intertwine, creating an atmosphere that's both enchanting and eerie. It's also home to some seriously heartbreaking stories that have been passed down through generations. And where there's heartbreak, there are bound to be a few lingering tears, or maybe some spectral sobs that echo through the mist. One such story involves a young woman who, heartbroken over a lost love, took a tragic leap from the Pali Lookout. Her tale is one of love, loss, and eternal longing. They say her spirit still wanders the area, forever searching for her lost love, her presence felt in the whispers of the wind and the rustling of the leaves. Now, I'm not saying I believe in ghost romance novels, but the stories are hard to ignore. If there's one place where a heartbroken spirit might hang out, it's got to be a place as beautiful and tragic as the Pali Lookout. The cliffs, the mist, the history, it all adds up to a perfect setting for a ghostly tale. Just imagine you're driving along, enjoying the view, the lush greenery on one side and the vast ocean on the other, when you hear a faint whisper of sadness on the wind. It's as if the very air is filled with the echoes of past sorrows. Or maybe you see a figure in white, gazing out at the ocean, lost in thought. Don't judge, guys. These stories have a way of making you believe, even if just for a moment. Even ghosts need a good cry sometimes. The Pali Lookout offers a sanctuary for those lingering spirits, a place where they can find solace in the beauty and tragedy of the landscape. It's rough out there in the afterlife, but here, amidst the scenic views and spectral sobs, they find a place to rest, if only for a while. All right, ghost hunters, buckle up because we're headed to Morgan's Corner on the windward side of Oahu. This isn't just any ordinary spot, it's a place steeped in mystery and eerie tales that have been passed down through generations. This place has a rep, and by rep, I mean it's known for being one of the most haunted spots on the island. Locals and visitors alike have shared spine-chilling stories that make you question the line between reality and the supernatural. You know, just your casual roadside stop with a side of paranormal activity. Imagine driving down a seemingly peaceful road, only to feel an inexplicable chill run down your spine. So, the story goes that back in the day there was this tragic accident. It was a dark and stormy night, and visibility was poor. A woman, maybe rushing home with groceries, who knows, lost control of her car and, well, it wasn't pretty. The car skidded off the road and crashed into a tree, sealing her fate. And ever since then, people have reported seeing her ghostly figure wandering the area. Like, can you imagine? A spectral presence, forever tied to the place of her untimely demise. Forever haunting the site of your worst day? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? The idea that a moment of tragedy can leave such a lasting imprint on a place. That's some rough afterlife planning right there. You'd think spirits would have a choice in where they spend eternity, but apparently not. I'd much rather be haunting a buffet or something. But hey, that's just me. Imagine all the delicious food you could sample without ever gaining a pound. Anyway, folks say that her spirit is restless, searching for something. Maybe a decent mechanic? Or perhaps she's looking for a way to move on from her tragic end. Or maybe just some closure. Whatever it is, her presence adds an air of mystery and sadness to Morgan's Corner, making it a place that continues to captivate and intrigue those who visit. Now, I'm not one to get all mushy, but even I gotta admit there's something kind of sad about that whole situation. Like, imagine being stuck in a perpetual loop of your worst nightmare. That's enough to make anyone shed a spectral tear. And speaking of tears, get this. People have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness and despair when they're near Morgan's Corner, like a wave of existential dread washing over them. Some even say they've been overcome with the urge to just weep uncontrollably. I mean, I guess it makes sense. If ghosts can experience emotions, then sadness seems like a pretty reasonable reaction to being stuck in the afterlife. It's like being on hold with customer service for eternity. You'd be crying too, eyeing. So, if you're ever cruising around Oahu and feeling brave, maybe a little emotionally vulnerable, swing by Morgan's Corner. Just, maybe bring some tissues, for the tears. Or for if your car breaks down. Just kidding, hopefully your car won't break down. But hey, if it does, maybe the ghost of Morgan's Corner can give you a jump, or at least offer you a spectral shoulder to cry on. Okay, ghost enthusiasts, next stop on our spooky Hawaiian adventure is Waimea Valley. This place is known for its lush scenery, stunning waterfalls, and oh yeah, a little thing called the night marchers. Now, if you're not familiar with Hawaiian folklore, the night marchers are basically the ghosts of ancient warriors. They're said to march in single file, carrying torches and chanting, and trust me, you do not want to cross their path. Legend has it that if you hear the sound of drums beating in the distance, it's already too late. The night marchers are near, and they're not exactly known for their friendly meet and greets. Now, I don't know about you, but the idea of a bunch of ghostly warriors marching through the night is both terrifying and kind of impressive. Like, they've been doing this for centuries. That's dedication. Imagine being at the back of that line. Talk about a long commute. I bet they have the best afterlife carpool lane, though. No traffic for these spectral soldiers, just saying. But on a serious note, people have reported seeing the night marchers in Waimea Valley. And let's just say it's not an experience for the faint of heart. Imagine being on a peaceful hike and then bam, ghostly battalion. So, if you're ever planning a trip to Waimea Valley and you hear what sounds like a ghostly marching band in the distance, maybe just, politely step aside. Don't make eye contact. Don't challenge them to a dance-off. Just let them do their thing and hope they don't mistake you for a lost recruit. Because, let's be real, nobody wants to be stuck marching with the night marchers for eternity. That's worse than being stuck on a treadmill at the gym. And those are bad enough already. All right, ghost hunters, we're leaving Oahu behind and heading over to the Big Island, specifically to a lovely little place called Hilo's Shipman House. Now, this isn't your average haunted mansion. Oh no, this place has a history that's both tragic and, dare I say, a little bit relatable. See, back in the day, the Shipman House was used as a quarantine hospital for folks suffering from smallpox. And if you know anything about smallpox, you know it wasn't exactly a walk in the park. So, naturally, with all that sickness and, let's be honest, probably a lot of sadness, the Shipman House became a bit of a hotspot for restless spirits. I mean, can you blame them? Stuck in quarantine even in the afterlife? That's rough. Now, reports of the hauntings at Shipman House vary. Some say they've seen shadowy figures lurking in the hallways, while others claim to have heard whispers and moans coming from empty rooms. Pretty standard ghost stuff, right? But here's the kicker. Some guests have reported seeing the ghosts of children playing on the grounds. And listen, I'm not saying I wouldn't be a little freaked out, but ghostly kids just looking for someone to play with? That's kind of heartbreaking. Maybe they're just bored. I mean, if I was a ghost, I'd probably get tired of haunting the same old house. Maybe they just want someone to tell them about the outside world, or teach them how to use TikTok. So if you're ever here and looking for a historic stay with a chance of paranormal encounters, the Shipman House might be right up your alley. Just, maybe pack a Ouija board and some extra batteries for your ghost hunting equipment. And hey, if you happen to encounter one of the resident spirits, maybe ask them if they have any good bed and breakfast recommendations for the afterlife, for science. All right, we're headed to Pele's chair on Oahu, a spot with a view that'll blow your mind, or maybe just singe your eyebrows off, depending on Pele's mood. Legend has it, this volcanic rock formation was the favorite hangout of Pele, the Hawaiian goddess of fire. The one with the fiery temper and a penchant for turning landscapes into molten lava flows? Yeah, that Pele. So, naturally, people say her spirit still hangs out here, probably reminiscing about the good old days when she could roast a marshmallow with just a flick of her wrist. I mean, who wouldn't miss those days? Imagine the possibilities. Forget s'mores, we're talking instant pizza ovens, self-cleaning BBQ pits. The woman was a walking, talking culinary revolution. Now you might be thinking, isn't it a little toasty to be hanging out with a fire goddess? And to that I say yes it is. But hey, if you're brave enough to tempt fate and the wrath of an angry deity, there are plenty of spooky tales about Pele's chair to keep you entertained. Some say they've seen her fiery figure dancing in the volcanic plumes, while others claim to have heard her laughter echoing through the wind. Personally, I'm just hoping she doesn't mistake my camera equipment for kindling. It's a breathtaking spot and the views are killer. Just maybe, be respectful. Don't go throwing any disrespectful shakas or trying to poach lava rocks for souvenirs. And if you do happen to see a woman with glowing eyes and a bad case of bedhead, maybe just give her a friendly wave and keep it moving. Trust me, you don't want to be on her bad side. Unless, of course, you enjoy the smell of singed hair and regret. Now, Get ready to trade in your swim trunks for some work boots, because we're diving headfirst into the world of Hawaiian plantation life. Or should I say, afterlife. That's right, we're at the Hawaiian Plantation Village, a historical site that's said to be more haunted than a sugarcane field after dark. Now, this place has seen it all. Waves of immigrants seeking a better life, grueling labor under the hot Hawaiian sun, and probably a few spilled scoops of shave ice along the way. So it's no surprise that some say the spirits of those hardworking plantation workers never really clocked out. Visitors and staff have reported all sorts of strange happenings. Disembodied voices whispering in foreign languages, shadowy figures lurking in the fields, and tools mysteriously moving on their own. I mean, hey, maybe they're just dedicated employees putting in some overtime. Gotta get that ghost bread on the table. Or maybe they're trying to tell us something like, hey, lay off the shave ice, will ya? We're trying to rest in peace over here. Whatever the reason for their lingering presence, one thing's for sure, these ghosts deserve our respect. They toiled tirelessly to build a life for themselves and their families, and their stories are an important part of Hawaii's history. So if you ever find yourself at the Hawaiian Plantation Village, take a moment to appreciate the hard work and sacrifice that went into creating the Hawaii we know and love today. And if you happen to hear the faint clinking of tools or smell the sweet aroma of sugarcane in the air, just remember it might just be the ghosts clocking in for another shift. Hold on to your hats, because we're about to enter the spooky side of Kaimuki, a neighborhood known for its stunning views, delicious food, and a house so haunted, it'll make your skin crawl. This isn't your average run-of-the-mill ghost story. We're talking about a full-on, demonic entity, the kind that sends shivers down your spine and makes you sleep with the lights on. You see, this unassuming house in Kaimuki is rumored to be a portal to another dimension, a gateway for all things dark and sinister. And trust me, you don't want to be caught in the crossfire when the interdimensional pizza delivery guy shows up. Now, I'm not one to shy away from a good scare, but even I have my limits. And this place, well, it pushes those limits to the absolute edge. People have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread, witnessing objects move on their own, and even hearing blood-curdling screams echoing from within the house. Some say it's the spirit of a vengeful spirit, while others believe it's something far more sinister, something that wants nothing more than to drag unsuspecting souls into the abyss. Now should you visit Kaimuki? It's a great place with amazing food and even better company. But if you're looking for a supernatural thrill ride, this house is definitely off limits. And if you do happen to stumble upon it, maybe just keep your distance, say a prayer, and hope that whatever lurks inside decides to stay put. Because trust me, you don't want to be the one who accidentally orders takeout from the demonic dimension. All right, get your hiking boots and grab your flashlights because we're heading to the Hamakua coast on the Big Island. This place is practically a 5-star hotel for ghost stories and the star of the show, the Night Marchers, of course. Now, we've talked about these guys before, but trust me, seeing them march down a volcano is way creepier than any sidewalk. Imagine this. You're hiking along, enjoying the view, when suddenly the air gets cold and you hear the rhythmic pounding of drums in the distance. You turn a corner, and bam! There they are, a procession of ghostly warriors decked out in ancient Hawaiian gear marching right towards you. Talk about a bad time for a selfie, am I right? Let's just say I'd be running faster than Ryan trying to escape a haunted basement. Now I know what you're thinking. You're a skeptic. You don't believe in ghosts. And you're right, I'm a man of logic and evidence. But here's the thing about the Night Marchers. Even the skeptics in Hawaii give them a wide berth. They're deeply respected figures in Hawaiian culture, and messing with them is a big no-no. It's all about respect, you know? We're guests in their spectral house, so we gotta play by their rules. So if you're ever lucky enough to find yourself face-to-face with the Night Marchers, here's a tip: lay down flat on the ground and avert your eyes. Don't make eye contact. Don't challenge them to a staring contest. Just play dead like a pro. They might just mistake you for a particularly lumpy rock and keep on marching. You know, you gotta hand it to the Night Marchers. They really know how to pick a spot for a stroll. I mean, the Hamakua coast, breathtaking views, lush rainforest, cascading waterfalls. It's like the most epic nature walk you can imagine, only with a side of potential supernatural encounters. Maybe they're on to something, you know? Maybe the afterlife is just one long, scenic hike. If that's the case, I'm packing my best hiking boots and a whole lot of ghost repellent. Although, knowing my luck, I'd probably end up on the ghost train ride through a haunted pineapple plantation. Just another day in the life of a paranormal investigator. Aloha! My people, today we're trading in our hiking boots for some flip-flops and heading to a place where the cocktails are strong, the beaches are beautiful, and the ghosts, well, they're just part of the ambience. That's right, we're talking about the Hilton Hawaiian Village, a sprawling resort that's as famous for its paranormal guests as it is for its stunning ocean views. You know, you'd think a place this luxurious would be all sunshine and Mai Tais, but apparently some guests check in and never want to leave, even in the afterlife. And the most famous of these eternal vacationers is the Lady in Red. Now, I'm not talking about some fashion-forward ghost who loves a good power suit. This lady's got a tragic backstory, and she's been known to make her presence known in a big way. So, the story goes that the Lady in Red was once a beautiful young woman who met a tragic end at the hotel. Some say she was murdered, others say it was a suicide. Whatever the cause, her spirit seems to be stuck in a permanent staycation, and she's been spotted wandering the halls of the hotel, always dressed in a flowing red gown. Now, I don't know about you, but if I saw a ghostly figure in a red dress floating down the hallway, I'd probably be ordering room service and hiding under the covers. But hey, that's just me. Some people pay good money for this kind of paranormal encounter. Maybe she's just lonely, you know? Maybe she's looking for someone to talk to about the afterlife, or maybe she's just really into the hotel's complimentary breakfast buffet. You gotta admire the dedication though, right? I mean, this ghost has been haunting the Hilton Hawaiian Village for who knows how long, and she's still going strong. She's basically the hotel's most loyal guest. Maybe they should give her a free suite upgrade and some loyalty points. I can just picture it now, the Lady in Red floating through the lobby, sipping on a piña colada, and scaring the wits out of unsuspecting tourists. Hey, it's a tough job, but someone's gotta do it. And who knows, maybe she's actually a friendly ghost. Maybe she just wants to make sure everyone's having a good time. Or maybe, just maybe, she's still searching for that perfect tan. Mahalo for joining us on this spooky tour of Hawaii's haunted hotspots. We've seen ghostly warriors, haunted highways, and even a spectral lady in red. Remember, folks, whether you believe in ghosts or you think it's all a load of coconut shells, these stories are a fascinating glimpse into the history and culture of Hawaii. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and maybe bring a ghost repellent on your next Hawaiian vacation. Aloha!